I'm trying my best to move on from this Alyssa Mercante thing. It's just, she loves the attention as much as she cries harassment. Deep down, she loves when people talk about her. So I guess I'm giving her her wish with this. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And Alyssa Mercante is in the news once again for reasons why she wished she wasn't. Apparently, her sister's website has been hacked or taken over, or domain has been purchased and now used to harass her. And while I do not condone doing this to anybody for any reason at any time whatsoever, I can't help but look at the situation and laugh. Well, if it's not the consequences of my actions coming back to haunt me once again, I swear these people will never learn. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down all the information that we have regarding Alyssa Mercante's sister's website domain being purchased and now used to harass her, according to Alyssa. Now, the screenshots that I have are all saved on the Smash JT website as well, because we all know Alyssa. She might delete some of this stuff eventually, and she already started doing that already. Let's go through these. First off, I woke up this morning to this one. Shout out to Master of TDS for sharing this with me, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen it, because I'm blocked. Some chud paid for my sister's domain name and is emailing her and me for comment on, quote-unquote, my actions. Anyway, tell me again how this isn't a harassment campaign comprised of obsessive losers with too much free time. Before I go on from this, it is fascinating to me how she can't see her own actions creating the havoc in her life that she is now reaping what she sowed. The entire reason why this is happening is because she asked people to do this. And I don't want that to be buried. If anything, that's the lead of the story that she wants people to forget about, because the entire time she's been asking people to bring this on her just to cry mama as soon as something wrong happens. In fact, on the website right now, there's even a link to that tweet saying, quick thing, doxing is not reaching out to someone's significant other and sending a polite message. Doxing is posting someone's home address. Thanks. Well, I guess it's not harassment if this person is creating a website and reaching out to your family members and sending a polite message asking how they feel about the actions that you've taken and reaching out and contacting my wife. It is beyond fascinating to witness this in real time. Someone who can't see their own hypocrisy right in front of their own face and crying harassment when it comes right back to them. Does she go cry in a mirror when she looks at it because that's the reality that she's looking at and she can't take it, so she gets mad at what's reflecting back at her? Because that's exactly what's transpiring right now. To be clear, yet again, I do not condone anyone harassing Alyssa Mercante or her family members, and I never have from day one. Even though she did that to me, I could have easily taken the approach of, hey, she's asking for it and she did it to me, so go get her, guys. I could have easily done that, but I do not agree with it. I do not believe in that, nor do I think it's fair for anyone to have that back in their face. But in the same breath, I gotta say, it's kind of how the internet works. If you don't know it already, you start throwing that stuff out there publicly, holding it over people like you're some sort of power-hungry monster that can't be touched. People are gonna tear you down. That's how the internet works, and you are learning that right now. It's impressive to see Mercante's inability to recognize the repercussions of her behavior, proving just how disillusioned and mentally unhinged she really is. Now, you go through these Twitter replies under the Master of the TDS who posted this on his Twitter profile, and they are having a field day, absolutely destroying her. I don't condone it. Third time now. I do not think this is a good thing. But at the same time, I can look at it and see the comedy in it. I think it's funny as hell that this person can't recognize why it's happening to her. Nor did she take any accountability whatsoever, feel bad, have any kind of apology, say anything about it other than, I'm doing this to you because I am in the right and everyone else is wrong. Zero accountability from her and her parent company Kotaku, who employs her, that have not, at least publicly, said anything about any repercussions happening to her for reaching out to someone's wife. Let's be clear about that. And because of that, I would almost blame Kotaku for not reprimanding her, and now the internet is taking it on their own shoulders to take care of this for them. So here's the website. Someone has taken it upon themselves to purchase the domain name alanamercante.com and use it as a tool to both contact Alana and Alyssa Mercante. The person behind doing this is reportedly emailing the sisters seeking comments on Alyssa's actions, on if she felt like it was okay to contact my wife over what amounted to not even a big internet dispute, just a simple retweet that I unretweeted. And then after that, she DM'd me, and because I didn't respond to her, she reached out to my wife. That was the order of actions, and Alyssa took it way too far. Now, according to Alyssa, it's perfectly okay with her rules to reach out and send a polite message to a loved one, which I would argue sounds like exactly what's happening right now. Someone purchased this domain name, created this website, and is now sending a polite message to you and your sister about why you felt the need to reach out to my wife. I don't know how else to say this except for, that's kind of exactly what you did to me. It is. But no, Alyssa has to claim this is a harassment campaign driven by obsessive losers with too much free time. It's particularly striking because of the complete lack of any introspection whatsoever and her unwillingness to consider how her actions might have contributed even a little bit to the current situation that she's now facing. But she goes on Twitter and says, explain to me how paying for a domain name for one of my family members and then emailing her from that is even remotely comparable to a polite DM. And then she thought better about it because she probably maybe realized about how dense she was that she deleted it because she's like, oh wait, I guess it is exactly the same thing. Let me delete that post. And then she goes on to say, I replied to someone suggesting that any harassment I've received is deserved and then deleted it because so many people are right. They are not worth the energy. But here's the thing with the website. I guess you could claim harassment from it, but if that's the case, you could literally claim harassment from anything. She's already tried to claim that I'm harassing her by covering these stories on my channel, which I would be insane not to talk about it because this is like the best thing that's ever happened to my channel, full disclosure, talking about how she contacted my wife unprovoked, completely out of the blue, unnecessary, stepping way out of bounds to do that, and then justifying it through Kotaku. And here's the thing, that's a problem. And I am recognizing that that's a problem. And that's really all I'm doing with my videos, and the message that I have for it is Kotaku should have done something about this. They should have reprimanded her, written her up, made it public, responded to me on Twitter saying, we're sorry that that happened. That's unforgivable. That's really terrible. We shouldn't ever have any of our employees ever doing that to anyone out there. We are sorry to you, Smash JT, and we will handle this internally. Thank you. That would have been a pretty good way to handle it if I was Kotaku, professionally. But we all know Kotaku is the furthest thing from professional. If anything, they're very one-sided in their storytelling and protecting their own. And this is Exhibit A of that. And the internet ain't having it. The internet justice is swift, and it is coming through very strong against Alyssa right now. Under Alyssa Mercante, it says, Restoring Ethics in Gaming Journalism. Under Featured Articles, it says, Fact Checks and Other Articles Coming Soon. In my opinion, here's what I think the reality is. It's not harassment, and Alyssa knows it's not harassment. In reality, this website could actually be a major breaking point in exposing her lies, her narrative that's forcing an agenda from the propaganda of being an activist instead of a journalist. And if this website does hold true to the fact of fact-checking her, this could be her downfall, and she is very afraid of that. If I were to put myself in her shoes, and holy crap, I need to take some meds just by thinking that. And trust me, being someone on YouTube, it's not uncommon for me to understand that being in the public eye puts a target on your back. It just does, and I've said this multiple times, which is why you have to be extremely careful with how you toe this line and how you talk about this stuff, because the internet is not something you mess with. ever. You don't throw a dare out to 4chan and say, go ahead, contact my family. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's just a polite message, because this is the exact retribution that happens when you do that. And then you cry harassment to get more attention. And here it is, the attention that you're so desperately seeking, I am giving to you. But somehow, this will be twisted and maligned into, he's harassing me even more because he's talking about a situation that's happening right now. And you know what? I can't do anything about that, except here it is, learn to deal with it. And like I said, Kotaku has yet to publicly state any reprimanding for her actions, and in some cases, I've even seen one of her superiors, I believe, at least Carolyn Petit, another editor at Kotaku, defending her online. And it may have swung the internet into taking a response on for them, and it unfortunately happens in a public space when an employer refuses to acknowledge or act appropriately to correct an employee's issue. And with that being said, let me take this moment once more to talk about my End Kotaku petition and why I feel like this is a terrible outlet for games, news, media, journalism, if you will. It's more activists hiding under the guise of being a journalist, but ultimately Kotaku is a terrible thing for the video game industry at large, showing only one side of a story, pushing a narrative, and not caring about the truth. So with this petition I've started on change.org, it's already surpassed 3,500 signatures, and people are responding to it in droves. If you have not signed it already and are moved to, please check it out. I will link it in the description below. It's also on the smashjt.com article as well. Would love to see this thing get through 5,000 signatures and then hopefully press on to 10,000. Is it going to do anything? I don't know, but I want to do everything in my power to non-violently protest what I think is a bad thing for the entire video games industry at large. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash it.